Greetings. This is the one you've known as Jesus the Christ. It's important to be able to tell what level of being you or someone else is channeling. Otherwise, you may be in for a rocky ride, as lower astral beings are very clever and know exactly how to manipulate you and get you to do things you wouldn't ordinarily do. This is their agenda, to have power over you. The worst of them will try to get you to commit suicide or harm yourself or others in some way. The lesser ones will just waste your time and have some fun with you at your expense. Higher dimensional beings respect your free will and won't do anything that would interfere with that. They offer guidance if asked, but you must ask. Usually they don't speak to you unless you open up to them and ask a question. They don't tell you specifically what to do even if you want them to, although they'll help you decide something for yourself. You can discuss things with them, but they don't chat with you like a buddy or friend. A relationship with a higher dimensional being is a more sober and sacred type of relationship than with a lower astral being or a human being. They keep their distance and maintain their role as a guide and teacher. They're kind without flattering you or pumping up your ego. They're gentle, non-judgmental, and generally quite serious and formal. They don't state things in a way that makes you feel afraid or ashamed or any other negative emotion. They're straightforward and direct in their answers without being harsh, and they rarely make specific predictions that would affect your life. Lower astral beings are often very good imitators of higher dimensional beings. However, lower astral beings do all the things that higher dimensional beings won't do. They joke a lot, use slang, play up to you, flatter you, act like a buddy, tell you behind-the-scenes secrets, predict specific events, tell you what to do, and tell you what to choose if a choice is to be made. They aren't openly unkind unless they've been found out, and then the full force of their negativity is unleashed upon you. They aren't wise and don't really have the answers, but they pretend to and will give you answers to anything you ask, regardless of whether that's appropriate or not. For instance, they might tell you what someone else is thinking or doing, although they're most likely making that up. And they'll keep lying to cover up that lie so that they won't be found out. Their stock in trade is lies, like any good con artist. Without lies, they'd be lost, because their ability to know and predict things is quite limited. Although they can read people's thoughts, they're often too lazy to bother to get real information, since it's easier to make things up, and you wouldn't know the difference anyway. Another way you can tell the difference between higher and lower beings is how you feel when speaking with them. When you're speaking to a higher dimensional being, you feel uplifted, at ease, accepted, and possibly a sense of expanded consciousness, since a transmission of higher energy often accompanies their words. The opposite is true of a lower astral being. Any upliftment might be more along the lines of an ego boost. They win you over and grease the wheels for accepting what they say by flattering you. So if they make you feel special and superior to others, that's a red flag. Here are some questions to ask of your own channeling or someone else's to determine the level of being that's being channeled. Do they make you feel special? Do they tell you things you want to know about the future? Do they tell you grandiose things about yourself and your future? Do they tell you what to do and what choices to make? That is, take your power away, which you may be happy to give them. By their fruits you will know them. What's the result of listening to them on your life, on your relationships, and on how you feel inside? The answer to this question is all you need to know. I hope I've impressed upon you the importance of your spiritual development and purity of heart in using any psychic abilities you might have to serve others. But what does it mean to be spiritually advanced? I'll give you a very simple answer and measure of this. Your spiritual advancement can be measured by the degree of detachment you've attained from the voice in your head. Are you able to notice your thoughts before they make you feel bad or cause other feelings? What do you do once you notice your thoughts or once you find yourself caught up in the thought stream? Do you go back into thought or do you turn away from thought? The more able you are to turn away from thoughts that don't serve you, the more advanced you are spiritually. Eventually, you'll rarely get caught in thoughts that cause suffering, and you'll waste little time with the more benign or neutral ones, or even the positive ones. What takes the place of being lost in thought is being lost in your present moment experience. This is the awakened or enlightened state, being fully present to whatever is arising in the moment and letting that influence how you move in the world. What arises in the here and now are not only sensations and other sensory experiences, but more subtle intuitions and glimpses into the subtle world, which will guide and enrich your life. Being present or being in presence is the alternative to following the voice in your head. The more you live in presence, the better your life will go. You'll be happier, your life will be easier, and you won't make choices you later regret. Yes, life can be this way, and it's meant to be this way. This is the reward of all your earthly lifetimes and of all the lessons you've learned along the way. The ability to be present in the moment is developed through practice. You have to practice being present in meditation and in daily life. It's a skill that's learned, and like any other skill, mastering it takes diligence and time. It's mastered most efficiently in meditation, but other spiritual practices are valuable as well. I've written about this elsewhere, so I won't go into how to meditate or what spiritual practices are most helpful here. Thank you for your openness. Thank you for being here. I am with you always.